Today we're going to talk about a topic that is near and dear to my heart.
Batwoman!
No, it's not Batwoman! Anyway.
Kenner, Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection.
No, it's not Star Wars toys! I swear if you make one more joke about my new sunglasses, they were free! Let's talk toxic masculinity and Hollywood idiots fighting amongst themselves, shall we?
Yeah, that works.
I like
all right,
that.
okay. All right, moving on.
Hey, what about Tulip?
We've got two articles I want to go over briefly for this video, and then a third opinion piece from the New York Times, which is absolutely hilarious because it speaks to this whole situation, this whole kerfuffle, as it were, about toxic masculinity. I carry traditional values as a man. I'm supposed to open car doors, open doors, pull chairs out, treat women with dignity and respect. If this makes me a toxic male, then by all means, please call me a toxic male. Let's check out these articles, though. The first one, Hollywood especially have become more feminized in entertainment, which is reflected in our everyday society. If you look at the rise of the beta male, as it were, because you have these Gillette, remember the Gillette commercial? They lost all that money.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
The right way.
Bro, not cool, not cool.
It was absolutely ridiculous, and I don't understand how these people consider this to be something to strive for, this beta male mentality, you know, this submissive. You can be respectful of women without getting down on all fours and saying, yes, queen, just please use me as a footstool. I mean, unless you're Quentin Tarantino, in which case, then I guess go for it. Actor Sean Penn, known for his role as Jeff Spicoli in Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Jimmy Markham in Mystic River, recently explained why he believes American men have become wildly feminized. Speaking with British news website iNews, Penn told the outlet there has been an absence of male behavior. He went on to state, I'm in the club that believes men in American culture have become wildly feminized. I don't think that being a brute or having insensitivity or disrespect for women is anything to do with masculinity or ever did. But I don't think that in order to be fair to women, we should become them, he declared. And that's one thing I can absolutely agree with Sean Penn on, which of all the things I disagree with him on, which is pretty much everything because he's insane normally, is, well, he's an insane leftist. There's no reasoning with people like that. He suffers from like 4th degree TDS and still does, you know, but this he's spot on with. And that's the thing about being a rational human being is I could disagree with Sean Penn on everything else and agree with him on one issue, and we can find that common ground. And I'm sure he would be the same with me.
Bullshit.
You see Harry Styles on the cover of a magazine wearing a dress, and then if somebody were to make fun of it or speak, you know, negatively, oh my God, you're just the toxic man. No. At that point, that's a bitch move because Harry Styles is straight up a bitch dude. I mean, come on. Like, I don't care. You say what you want. If you do that, you're bitch made. 100%. That is being bitch made. I'm on a magazine cover wearing a dress. Oh my God, Z's, look at me. It's so stunning. So brave. This is exactly the problem with Hollywood dictating what middle America should do. You do understand what I'm saying?
Do you know what I'm saying?
You do you, but don't expect the mainline people to accept this weird bullshit. Don't. Because it's never going to happen. And as much as they try to force it, which is exactly what they do, come on, these pop-up ads, man, you got to do better.
You've got to do better.
Penn would elaborate on those comments in an interview with fellow British website, The Independent. First, he reiterated, I think that men have, in my view, become quite feminized. I have these very strong women in my life who do not take masculinity as a sign of oppression toward them. There are a lot of, I think, cowardly genes that lead people surrendering their genes and putting on a skirt, he said. Well, that's the thing. That's guys like Harry Styles, you know, the Ezra Miller. Jesus, like I laughed. I was having a talk with one of my sisters, the commie, and this is a while ago, and I was making fun of Ezra Miller, and she's like, "You're just jealous that you don't look as good in a dress as him."
Oh, what the fuck ever?
Motherfucker, I want to look good in a suit. I want to look good in a t-shirt and jeans. I want to look good as a fucking man. Some little fruit booty fucking weirdo Ezra Miller who chokes out women, and everybody's like, oh, it's okay, Z's, he's fine, he's progressive, it's okay. He was just, what, he was just treating her as an equal, right? Weird-ass feminists, man. Weird-ass feminists that will defend a dude that does some shit like that, but condemn a man for fucking opening a door and accusing him of benevolent sexism. That's the kind of peak cognitive dissonance we're working with these people who say masculinity is toxic. Now, there's a difference between masculinity and misogyny. And I think that's the central theme of what Sean Penn is trying to say here. There's a difference. You don't feminize men to build up women. That doesn't work. That's what these idiots in Hollywood do. While he believes that men, especially American men, have become feminized, Penn also believes that white American men have an entitlement problem. And here's the insane leftist coming out in him. Speaking about his latest film, Flag Day, and his character in the film, The Independent reports that he feels that John has something in common with the white American male entitlement that he sees around him in so many today. Penn would explain what he meant, saying, or rather I should say, in the belief that this American dream was promised to them, entitles them to it, and that it's very hard wiring to correct. Like, this right here, this is complete idiocy. And this is him, like, I don't know. I don't understand. It's like when you take a stand on something like that, it's like, I'm defending masculinity, but I also have to denounce, you know, white people, because if I'm going to go against a narrative, I have to also agree with another narrative, and that's white man bad. Even though I'm a white man, so, you know, get on your knees and lick the boots of the fucking black Hebrew Israelites or something, you fucking weirdo. I don't see a white male entitlement problem. I see the weird leftists and intersectional feminists inventing another boogeyman, much like the snarling racist white men that hide around every corner when it's not.
Hey, Chef.
I mean, the Summer of Love showed us who was really hiding around every corner, didn't it? Attacking people and blindsiding them and shooting them in the back of the head. The Summer of Love showed us that, didn't it? Portland. It showed us Seattle. It showed us Minneapolis. It really showed us. Penn is, but that's all systemic racism's fault, right? Penn is no stranger to critiquing American culture. Back in July 2021, Penn appeared on Conan O'Brien's Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast, where he talked about the rigid casting decisions Hollywood studios are enacting for certain groups of people. Discussing his performance as Harvey Milk in the 2008 film Melt, it brings up an interesting point. Another one I think a lot about these days. Today, almost certainly, I would not be permitted to be cast in that role. We're living in a time where if you're playing a gay lead character, you have to be a gay man or a trans character, and there have been these casting issues, he elaborated. He's potentially losing out on work. He's worried about roles, which I think the necessity to cast, if you have a gay character, to cast a gay actor is absolutely ridiculous, because you're totally throwing out the lead, which is your acting. It is, I believe, too restrictive. Well, yeah, that's obvious. Now over here, on the other hand, we have Thandiwe Newton calling Sean Penn a gibbering fool after his remarks about American men becoming wildly feminized. Westworld and Solo, a Star Wars story actress, recently responded to Sean Penn's comments about American men becoming wildly feminized, but by describing Penn as a gibbering fool. I didn't even know that was Thandiwe Newton in Solo, a Soy Wars story, because I've seen it twice, and it's terrible, and her fucking character was so forgettable, like, who cares? In response to an article from Variety about Penn's comments, Newton wrote on Twitter, Sean Penn, dude, what are you saying? Like, for real? You're a gibbering fool. MF, you used to be sexy, but now just tragic.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
You know, it's this whole thing is fucking hilarious. I love when the leftists eat their own. I love when the left devours their own. It's beautiful. It's just as beautiful as when the right does it. You know, it is. It's a beautiful thing. In Hollywood, well, we all know pretty much 90% of Hollywood, I would say. 90 to 95%. Well, I don't know, because
You got a 50-50 chance of winning, but I'm a genetic freak, so you got a 25% at best. Your chances of winning.
anybody who is, you know, to the right of communism isn't allowed to say it, because they'll be, you know, ostracized. In a subsequent...
Hey, I'm Natasha.
Shut the fuck. Get the fuck out of here. In a subsequent tweet, she added, in front of your daughter? That poor little Mike.
That totally wasn't my... The first year I played...
Thank God her mom's so dope. Please stop ruining the brilliance of licorice pizza with this nonsense, she tweeted.
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone.
This is the last piece of the puzzle I want to talk to you about today, and it's this article from January 13th of this year. This isn't your old toxic masculinity. It has taken an insidious new form. Now, you might be wondering, what kind of people are these who are preaching to you about toxic masculinity? Some might think they're women. Some might think they're men. Who knows? Let's take a look at read a little bit of this article here. This is by Alex McElroy. Toxic masculinity is so 2017. What a great way to start the article. My personal relationship with masculinity is fraught. I spent my first 31 years moving through spaces where I didn't feel I belonged, and I was often told implicitly or explicitly that I wasn't performing maleness correctly. I cried often as a child, and a cousin once pulled me aside to tell me that as a boy I should never cry unless I have a cut running from my eye to my ankle. In high school, after telling my best friend that my grandfather died, he asked me to please leave his house if I was planning to cry. Of all the things that didn't happen, this didn't happen the didn'test. 2 years ago, I came out as... This is the man who wrote this article. This is the problem with people like this telling you that your masculinity is fucking toxic when they're not even fucking masculine. The motherfucker is pretending to be a fucking woman. Fucking playing pretend in live action. You are LARPing through fucking life and expecting me to listen to your fucking advice about toxic masculinity. Fuck you! I apologize for that outburst. We're working on that. We really are.
Liar!
I'm always going to be angry about stupidity, and when we let insanity rule the day, ladies and gentlemen, never, ever, 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 ever sacrifice what you believe as long as it does not hurt anybody else. When I say follow the science, I don't mean the science that's convenient to your narrative. I mean follow the actual tried and true science. But now it's your turn to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do all the YouTube things. You know what to do, ladies and gents. You know what to do. You know when to be here. And that is why you're going to ding the bell for notifications so you're notified every time we upload a new video like this one. Or go live with one of our weekly streams like Monday night, 8:35 Eastern for Going In Raw. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. tonight for Wednesday Night Live, the place to be more, ladies and gentlemen. We're giving Tony the night off tonight, recovering from his birthday celebration last night. Have a great night, Tony. Love you, brother. Anyway, ladies and gents, I could do this all. I'm Etepo Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one. Remember,
It's better to burn out than to fade away.